or your little child that's just been blasted with a directed energy weapon in Iraq or Afghanistan, or a Muslim trying to pray, you are a child of the Most High God, and you should be treated with that kind of level of respect. And that's what's been happening there. So the world has had a great darkness, just like the land of Mordor with the trilogy of the Ring. After the Nexus, does Homo Universalis have spirituality or religion? Well, the two are completely anathema. If you have relationship with the Most High God, you have no religion. You may have knowledge and wisdom from it, just like Yeshua HaMashiach was trying to teach us the way. He was not trying to teach us a formula. He was trying to teach us for us to get on the road, on the way. And that's why they changed it. In fact, Domitian actually said to the first, he called them Christians, meaning little anointed ones, which was a blasphemy against the one who was the teacher of the way. And then they elevated him up with the Romans. They said, we'll turn him into a pagan god, so he's so much above them, they'll never be like him because they're not his brothers and sisters. What they are is they're just lowly scum that we will keep separated from their identity of what they are. And all of these people have known this. In fact, many of the people even who made this diagram, Leonardo da Vinci knew it, and he hid it because he belonged to these sacred societies. And they've often been inducted, a lot of these brilliant people, into them so they can be used for evil. How critical is it to know this good news? It's called the gospel, or the good news. Without our full identity, our world will die. Our oceans are dying, our coral reefs, our planet is dying. The oxygen level in some of our inner cities is down to 10%. At the turn of the century, it was between 18 and 28%. Do you think that people will be able to live except in domed cities in 10 years? Do you think that we'll be able to live in a world full of depleted uranium circling the planet after a nuclear war against Iran? Do you think that without the oceans teeming with life in 2048, where there's no living fish, that we will have dead zones where the entire planet's dead, that we will be alive? This is the end of the age of Pisces, and it's the start of the age of Aquarius. And I come to speak to you tonight to say, just like Moses, today choose life, because he set the 12 tribes, 6 on the Mount of Ebal and 6 on the Mount of Gerizim, on the Mount of blessings and cursings. Today choose life. And I'm not trying to preach a religion. I'm trying to preach a spirituality and speak spirit words, because the answers are not a technical one. Whether we're talking about scalar technologies or nutraceuticals or medicine or stem cells, the answers have always been there. They've been in the Hila Archeon. Some people call it the Akashic Records. The actual term is called the Hila Archeon, which is the storos of all knowledge of all sentient beings through all eternity. It has always existed. Every great scientist who have made a discovery, his bioplasmatic body went to the Hila Archeon, he went to the records, and he saw and experienced and was there in the eternal now and knew in his gut, and then translated into mathematical equations the truth of what he already knew. No one has ever discovered anything. They have only rediscovered what we have always known. Through all civilizations, through eternity. And without understanding this, we will not transition from a global infantile entropic civilization to Homo Universalis. Joining the chorus of the Congress of Universal Life, which is the advanced life beings that live millennia, it is not a technology that will save us. It is not a religion. It is not even a leader. It's the people that are listening tonight or watching the video or the DVD. It is the people who are the avatars. They're the bubbles in that bottle of champagne that when the intention are put on the hands on the bottle, those bubbles are already rising to higher levels of understanding. And you need to speak not to the general population, but to those who are the change shapers, the people who are respected, whether they're policemen or military or politicians or world shakers, for them to choose today life, because they may be billionaires, they may be powerful, they may be physical specimens, they may be brilliant, but they're all dead meat, unless their spirits are enlightened to become Homo Universalis and get to know who they are, which is a reflection, a child, a son or daughter, a ruler of this universe. And the real gospel is not that Messiah is coming externally like a hologram over the horizon. The Messiah is in the mirror when you get up in the morning. We need to take responsibility and authority instead of passing it to fools like George Bush and the minions of evil. And off-world IFEs, identified fiendish entities of whatever type. And you'll hear all kinds of words about greys and reptilians and whatever. There's all kinds of things going on. They're beyond the mind of man. And some of you might believe it or may be entertained. These demonic entities have been here since time immemorial and have been invading our planet. But it is the last time our civilization will have to face this. We will either pass this test because our technologies are more horrific and more deadly than even at the time of Atlantis and Lemuria. We're either going to ascend and become a true age of Aquarius where we live for millennia and we know the Most High God, where there is no religion because there is only a knowing. As it says in the Bible, no man shall preach to his brother or his sister to know God, for every man will know the Most High as the waters flow upon the sea. Everyone will have an ever-present knowledge, because anyone who doesn't will not even draw breath. They have to know this, that in places like Ashurbanipal, India, when these things happened, man has genes and so on that shows that we have signatures, we have footprints, we have things that tell us that we are a very distant and ancient people, but we have not passed the test in the past. What we have done is we have descended to destruction, to balkanization, to evil, to depleted uranium wars against our own civilization and all living things. What are the ultimate questions? Well, is man alone in the universe? Does man have a purpose? What is the origin of evil? Why is their civilization so evil? Well, it's so evil because there's transdimensional entities and astral gates. And because there's evil beings in the world that are constantly at war with those civilizations that are good. How can we meet this challenge? Well, we can meet the challenge first by becoming aware of who and what we are. Does the Most High reveal the way? Of course He does. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you to start trying to believe. And start trying to ask the questions, not seek the answers. Because if you seek an answer and not the question, you lose your identity. Is man alone? Well, we look at the hierarchies of being. Look at all these fractals. You can see here from the infancy of the universe to the cosmic adulthood to the Grand High Council of the Eshkatan. There is a council. That council is met over this world, and we are hanging in judgment. And they're beyond our space-time. And there are serious things happening on this world that people have no conception over, and our world leaders are quivering jellyfish. They know, right back to Truman and Eisenhower and all these fools that knew and predicted these things and have not talked squarely to the public. But I come before you today and tell you, whether you're a movie star, a politician, or a world leader, listen. Because I come before you like a prophet, like Jeremiah before Israel was destroyed, to say, repent, O Israel, repent, O world. For if you do not turn today, then I bring a sword and I bring bomb. I bring healing and I bring judgment. And my words are not just a physical word, it's a spirit world. Not just brought to you from a human government, but brought to you from a place from the Most High.